You're a good man, Charlie Brown. A Charlie Brown Christmas. Peanuts, a Charlie Brown Christmas. Let me turn that camera, maybe make it a little easier for you to see. By Charles Schultz. Let's take a look. What's it say here? Christmas time was here. Soft snowflakes floated down from the sky. The sweet sound of carols filled the air, and everyone felt happy. Well, almost everybody. There's Charlie Brown. He's not too happy, is he? Let's see if we can tilt that to where it's not too shiny for you. I think there must be something wrong with me, Linus. Charlie Brown told his friend, Christmas is coming. This is Charlie Brown right here. Christmas is coming, but I'm not happy. I just don't understand Christmas. I guess I always end up feeling depressed. You're the only person I know who can take a wonderful season like Christmas and turn it into a problem, Linus replied. Maybe Lucy's right. For all of the Charlie Browns in the world, you're the charliest Charlie Brown. Charlie Brown thought Linus might be into something. He decided to go to Lucy's booth for some advice. Lucy's their friend, and sometimes she has good advice. Let's see what Lucy says. Gloves are hard to turn the pages. The doctor is in. There's Lucy. Let's see what Lucy says. 5 cents, please. Charlie Brown dropped a nickel into Lucy's can. She took the can. I love hearing the beautiful sound of cold, hard cash. Now that seems to be what seems to be your trouble. Charlie Brown said, I feel depressed. See how he's not smiling? He's depressed. Where am I? Lost my place there. Oh, here we are. Lucy told him, I think we'd better pinpoint your fears, Charlie Brown. If we're going to find out what you're afraid of, we can label it. Are you afraid of staircases? Are you? Then you have to be I'm not sure how you pronounce that, but I'm not a doctor. She's the doctor. She's a psychiatrist. What? Charlie Brown says. Fear of everything, Lucy replied. That's it, Charlie cried out. He shouted so loud that Lucy fell out of her chair. Actually, Lucy, my trouble is Christmas, Charlie Brown said. I just don't understand it. Instead of feeling happy, I sort of feel let down. I guess he was wanting more for Christmas than what he's getting. Let's see what Charlie Brown's problem is. Here's Charlie Brown with Snoopy. Where's Snoopy? Here's Snoopy right here. Here's Charlie Brown, and Snoopy's all into the mood here. Let's see what he says. Lucy knew what would help. You need to get involved. How would you like to be the director of our Christmas play? Charlie Brown smiled, and Lucy made plans to meet in the auditorium. So maybe Lucy can help make him happy. As Lucy went off, Snoopy walked by, holding a box of lights and decorations. Charlie Brown followed him and saw his doghouse. What's going on here? Charlie Brown asked his dog. Snoopy handed him a piece of paper. Charlie Brown began to read it out loud. find the true meaning of Christmas. When money, money, money. That's like me saying ho, ho, ho. He says money, money, money. Spectacular, spectubular, neighborhood Christmas lights and displays contest. What do you think? You think he's going to win the contest and get some money for his lights? Charlie Brown looked up from the paper and growled, "My dog gone commercial. I can't understand it." Next, Charlie Brown went to Sally. Here's Sally right here. Let's see, it's Sally. Let's see if we get a better picture of Sally. There you go. "I've been looking for you, big brother. Will you please write a letter to Santa Claus for me?" Sally began telling Charlie Brown what she wanted him to write. She wanted him to write, "Dear Santa Claus, how you been? Did you have a nice summer? How is your wife? I've been extra good this year, so I have a long list of presents that I want. Please note the size and color of each item and send as many as possible. If it seems too complicated, make it easy on yourself. Just send money. How about 10s and 20s? Charlie Brown cried out, "10s and 20s? That didn't seem like true Christmas spirit." At the auditorium, that's where everybody's dancing here. See, all dancing in the auditorium. "Quiet, everybody. The director will be here any minute. We're going to start rehearsal." "Director? What director?" said Patty. "Charlie Brown," replied Lucy. "Oh no, we're doomed." "Here he comes," Lucy said. "Attention, everybody." Charlie Brown addressed the cast, but no one listened to him. They were all dancing and having fun and playing the piano. "Stop the music," Charlie Brown shouted into his megaphone. He said it really loud. "We're going to do this play. We're going to do it right. Lucy, get those costumes and scripts and pass them out." Everybody wanted to just have fun and play music, but Charlie Brown, he means business. He wants to make a good Christmas this year. That paper is pretty thick. Elves really know how to make a book. All right, let's see what they say here. Oh, make sure I get that to where it doesn't. There we go. Can you see that all right? I hope so. Lucy walked up and gave out a script and a costume. "You're the innkeeper's wife." Did innkeeper's wife have naturally curly hair? Lucy walked over to Pigeon. "You're the innkeeper." Pigeon looked proud. "In spite of my outward appearance, I shall try and run a good inn." Lucy went over to Snoopy. "You'll have to be all the animals in our play." There's Luke. Doesn't look like he's too happy about that. Or here. Maybe here he's just thinking about leaving. "Bah!" is what Snoopy says. "How about a cow, Lucy?" Lucy asked him. Snoopy said, "Moo." Can you moo like that? Say moo. "How about a pigeon?" "Clack, clack, clack. Clack, clack, clack." You try. What other animal noises can you make? I like the cat. Meow. Make the noise like your favorite animal. Let's see what it sounds like. Oh, that's good. That's good. All right. Soon all the parts have been handed out, and the time Charlie Brown's ready to direct. He's all ready to go to work. Everybody else is, I don't know. Let's see. He wanted to set the mood first and asked for them to play the piano. Lucy and Charlie Brown watched on the side of the stage. They just stand here and watch and see how they get the mood going. That's a great play, Lucy. Isn't it a great play? Lucy asked. It's all wrong, Charlie Brown said. Let's face it. We all know that Christmas is a big commercial racket. But Charlie Brown was determined. Well, this one play, that's not going to be commercial. Commercials when it's all about toys and cookies and fun stuff like that. But that's not what all Christmas is all about, is what Charlie Brown's trying to tell everybody. Let's see what he's trying to get across to us. Let me turn this way a little bit better for us. You can see me read the book. What do you want? Lucy asked. The proper mood, Charlie Brown said. We need a Christmas tree. Lucy thought it was a great idea. A great, big, shiny aluminum Christmas tree. That's it. I'll take Linus with me. The rest of us, you practice your lines. Many years ago, aluminum trees is what they used to have, not the regular trees that we have now. They were made of aluminum. They look like this. They're made out of aluminum, which is like a soda can. Charlie Brown and Linus made their way through the snow to the Christmas tree lot. There were trees of all sizes and colors. Big, small, pink, purple, and red. They were all made of metal or plastic. Gee, do they still make wooden Christmas trees? Charlie Brown asked. Charlie Brown wants a wooden Christmas tree. And that's when Charlie Brown saw it, the perfect Christmas tree. The little one, the green one that seemed to be needing a home, but Linus wasn't sure. I don't know, Charlie Brown. Remember what Lucy said. This doesn't seem to fit the mood or the spirit of the play. Charlie Brown said, I don't care. We'll decorate it, and it will be just right for our play. Besides, I think it needs me. See his tree, his Christmas tree is it's like a branch, just a little thing. But it's the only Christmas tree there that's not made out of plastic or aluminum. Oh, we're back, Charlie Brown announced, and he and Linus brought back a little tree for the auditorium. The other kids couldn't believe what they were seeing. This tree was wrong. You were supposed to get a good tree, Charlie Brown. Can't you even tell a good tree from a bad tree? Lucy was not happy. Everyone laughed and walked away, except Linus. No one else liked the tree but Linus. Linus is a good friend. I don't think he likes the tree, but he stays beside his friend anyway. That's good. Charlie Brown turned to his friend. I guess you're right, Linus. I shouldn't have picked this little tree. Everything I do turns into a disaster. I guess I really don't know what Christmas is all about. Isn't there anyone who knows what Christmas is all about? Sure, Charlie Brown, Linus said. I can tell you what Christmas is all about. Linus walked to the center of the stage. A lone spotlight shined down on him, and he began to speak. Linus is ready to give a very important speech. Let's see what he has to say. And there were in the same country shepherds abiding in the field, keeping watch over their flocks by night. And lo, the angel of the Lord came upon them, and the glory of the Lord shined down upon them, and they were sore afraid. And the angel said unto them, Fear not, for behold, I bring great tidings and great joy, which will be for all the people. For unto you is born this day in the city of David, which is a Savior, which is Christ the Lord. And this shall be a sign unto you. Ye shall find the baby wrapped in swaddling clothing, lying in a manger. And suddenly there was with an angel a multitude of heavenly hosts, praising God and saying, Glory to God in the highest, and on earth peace, goodwill toward men. So he was telling them about how Jesus was in a manger. There was silence in the auditorium as Linus walked back to Charlie Brown. That's what Christmas is all about, Charlie Brown, he added. Charlie Brown thought about it, what Linus had said. He picked up the little tree and walked out of the auditorium. Charlie Brown's a little upset, so he's going to go ahead and take the tree and leave. But his friend Linus doesn't want him to do that. Linus wants him to know that Christmas is more than just about toys. Charlie Brown's walking away. See that? Charlie Brown looked up at the stars in the sky. He finally understood the meaning of Christmas. Linus is right. I won't let all this commercialism ruin my Christmas. I'll take this little tree home and decorate it, and I'll show that it really can work in our play. Charlie Brown took his tree to the place where he knew there would be a lot of decorations. Snoopy's doghouse. Look, Snoopy won first place. He took a shiny red ornament, but Charlie Brown put an ornament on the tree and it collapsed, fell over. See there? I killed it, Charlie Brown cried. Everything I touch gets ruined. Here he's trying to hold loose. Linus is trying to hold the bulb up so the tree doesn't fall over anymore. Charlie Brown walked off, and a few moments later the other children arrived. I never thought it was such a bad tree, Linus said. Linus said, as he wrapped his blanket around the bottom of the base of the tree. It's not bad at all, really. Maybe it just needs a little love. Everybody needs a little love. Everyone began taking ornaments off of Snoopy's doghouse soon. The little tree had transformed into a festive Christmas tree. I'm glad Snoopy won his money because he got first place. I don't know why they didn't mention that in the book, but I wonder what he's going to spend on the money. Maybe some dog treats. Wow, they did fix the tree up. That looks really nice. Look at that. When Charlie Brown returned, he was stunned. What's going on here? And everybody said, Merry Christmas, Charlie Brown. Everybody's happy. And they started singing. And then everyone began to sing, even Charlie Brown. Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King. Peace on earth, mercy mild, God and seniors reconciled. Joyful all nations rise, joy the trump of the skies, with angelic host proclaim, Christ is born in Bethlehem. Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King. The end. What was important there? I think what was real important is people understand Christmas isn't just about the trees. Just about the toys. And even the little tree, as long as you show it some love, you can see that it really has a lot of value. And you also learn that Linus is a good friend. He really stuck by Charlie Brown even when no one else was there. And in the very end, even the kids that didn't get along with Charlie Brown, they all pulled through and were there for him in the end. That's very important. I hope all of you take care of one another. One thing to remember is when you're at school, most important part of school is recess. Make sure you take care of one another. Show your love. You have a great night. I miss every one of you.